everyone, this is Pete, and for today's Atari ST game, we're taking a look at Total Eclipse, a 1988 release from Incentive Software and one of several games that used the Freescape 3D engine. Total Eclipse was actually the third game to be released using the Freescape engine, following Driller and its sequel Darkside and preceding Castle Master. Its main advance over its predecessor was allowing spherical objects to exist in the game world, but the Freescape engine was otherwise pretty much unchanged. That's no bad thing, since it was one of the most flexible 3D engines available at the time, offering the ability to look up and down, tilt your viewpoint, and crouch, as well as simply moving through the environment. The game was well received on its original release, although some reviewers criticised it for its similarity in concept to the prior Freescape games. The Egyptian theme was praised for giving the game a good sense of atmosphere, however, with several reviewers noting that the rather claustrophobic nature of exploring the game's main pyramid was a good fit for the Freescape engine and its capabilities. Total Eclipse actually saw a sequel in 1991, though curiously enough this only released for the 8-bit micros, while all the previous Freescape games had also come out for ST, Amiga and MS-DOS PC. I never got very far with this back in the day, so I've been curious to return to it. Let's take a quick look at the box copy of this that I own, then we'll go give it a try. So, as you saw before, here is the box of the UK release of this game. It was published by Microstatus, which was an arm of Microprose, if I remember correctly. And Microstatus's thing was sort of more complex, thoughtful games, I think, was the kind of thing that they were going for. Microprose had a few different labels. They had Micro Style, that was supposed to be games for adults, not in a porny way, but in a sort of games for grown-ups, things that would appeal to grown-ups, like motorcycles, because what kid loves motorcycles? And then Microstatus, I think, was just sort of fairly thoughtful games that had a bit of depth and complexity to them. And yeah, the Freescape games, Darkside and Total Eclipse, were released on there. So, what have we got for the blurb on the box? Let's have a look. Defeat the curse of the ancient Egyptians. It is 1930, and you've just landed your biplane next to a pyramid dedicated to Re, the sun god. The sun is hot and time is short, for in just 2 hours the moon will totally eclipse the sun, activating an ancient curse cast upon the Egyptians. Unless you find Re's shrine within this great pyramid, the moon will explode and shower the earth with meteorites, and life as we know it will be destroyed. With time fast running out and armed only with a revolver, wristwatch, compass and water bottle, you must tread your tortuous way through the pyramid. The 3D Freescape technique creates superb gameplay, giving you first-person perspective. There are not only devious puzzles to be solved, but risks to be taken and decisions made. Total Eclipse is a totally captivating adventure which will keep you inside the Great Pyramid for a long, long time. Or at least 2 hours anyway. So inside we have a manual. And in the manual we've got a bit more background about this curse that we're talking about. So it is written, in the heart of ancient Egypt hundreds of years ago, the high priest of the day had become annoyed. His people were revolting and refused to continue the sacrifices to Re, the god of the sun. His anger had erupted, so he set an ominous curse as punishment to the people. A great pyramid was erected, and at the topmost chamber a shrine was built for Re, the sun god. The curse was set. Should anything block the sun's rays during daylight hours, it will be destroyed. It is now the 26th of October 1930, and in just 2 hours the moon will totally eclipse the sun, triggering the curse of Re, causing the offending moon to explode, showering the earth with colossal meteorites, thus upsetting the ecological balance and plunging civilization into a dark age of starvation and conflict. Your mission. It is 8 o'clock. You've just landed your biplane next to the Great Pyramid. Your mission is to reach and destroy the shrine of sun god Re, which is located at the apex of the pyramid. Collect as much treasure as possible, you're going to be rich. First day's target is £125,000. Your equipment, a revolver, your wristwatch, a water bottle, and your trusty compass. So there is then a much more detailed storyline for the game that goes on for, wow, a good few pages. So yeah, we won't read all of that now, but it's original story, copyright Sean Ellis, 1988. So yeah, there are scans of this available online if you want to read it. It's actually quite an atmospheric little story there. And then we move on to sort of details about the game, how the screen layout works and that sort of thing. Differences by machine. Commodore 64 has an 8-minute soundtrack. IBM PC version runs in CGA, EGA, Hercules and Tandy. ST and Amiga have icon control using mouse, 8-minute soundtrack, an end sequence with an additional firework display, or press 1, 9 and fire simultaneously. Animated loading screen, animated mummies, a better high-resolution console with animations, left eye cries if clicked over, or press C. Undocumented for users to discover. Well, it's documented right here, isn't it? It's not undocumented if it's in the manual. Oh dear. And also they added dark areas to the ST and Amiga version, where you have a torch that has limited battery life, so you have to remember to switch that off. Hints and tips. Examine the plane closely. To move quicker, hold joystick forward and press the forward key at the same time. Save your position before trying anything dangerous, then if killed you can restore your position quickly. In Illusion, use sector names for successful mapping. Use the F key to face forward to save time when disoriented. Do not use all of your unks, you may need some later. So yeah, those are used as keys basically, you find them scattered around the place. Remember, each pyramid has four sides rather. And to map, use chambers with heights of 24 and 36 together and 48 and 60 together. Yeah, so mapping this is interesting because it's in 3D. So when you enter a room, it's got a room name and it's also got a height in cubits. So when you're mapping out the game, you have to sort of take into account the height of the room as well as its position on the map. So one thing I never really tried back in the day was trying to map this out, so maybe we'll give that a go today and see if that helps in getting around at all. More hints. Keep your heartbeat slow. If it gets dangerously fast, you may have a heart attack, so it is best to rest. Watch your feet. Look before you walk. Ensure there is steady ground in front of you by looking down, especially when entering a new area. Entry to the shrine is via the Shabaka chamber at a height of 72 cubits. Disoriented, use the face forward control key for quick reorientation. That's the same tip as you had before. Leave no stone unturned. Explore everywhere, look around, under and behind everything. Making a map of your travels could be helpful. And if all else fails, try shooting it. The only way is up. Good luck. Alright, well, I remember this game sort of freaking me out a bit back in the day because of the atmosphere and sort of the threat of the curse and the fact you could drop dead of a heart attack at any point in this game. It's another thing that kind of upset me a bit as a kid, but yeah, it's a good game that I've been looking forward to returning to. So let's return to it. Let's go play Total Eclipse. Okay, here we are with Total Eclipse for Atari ST from Incentive Software with its lovely animated title screen. Very subtle animation on the sort of corona around the sun there, and a few sparkly bits on the title at the top. And you'll see a few solar flares around the outside as well, which is cool. Press a key. Right. So this game is structured quite similarly to Dark Side, which we've previously seen on this channel. Let's just run in the demo. So let's just make a start. Okay, so in this game you can walk around from a first person perspective. You can grab an ankh from your plane, and I also remember if you go around the back of the pyramid here, there's something. There's a little hidden door here, and a water trough to refill your water bottle. And you interact with everything in this game by shooting it, because that's just the sort of guy you are. Right, this here is some treasure. So you run into that and you'll get some money, which appears on the status panel at the top of the screen. That's effectively your score. So if you don't make it through the whole game, which we probably won't today, to be honest, yeah, you can see how you did based on your score. Right, we can't get through there at the minute because the way is blocked. And we can't get onto this step because there is no step on the ground. If you see the first step is actually floating off the ground there. And you can't jump in this game. That's one thing you can't do, is jump. You can crouch, you can look around, you can look up and down using these keys here. You see? Oh, that's turning left and right. That's crouch and stand. Looking up and down. How do you do that? Maybe you have to use the keys for this. Okay, so you can tilt your view left and right with N and M. Quite why you'd want to do that, I don't know, but you can. Look up and down is P and L. Yeah, there you are. So you can tilt your view up and down and press F to face forwards. Right, so our goal in this game, as we said in the intro, is to make it through this pyramid and get to the top, basically. Now, in order to get to the top, we need 5 anks, one of which we'd already found because it's in the plane. Another of which is right here, conveniently. You got to be a bit careful because you can also use anks to unlock doors. And you don't necessarily want to unlock all the doors, because otherwise you won't then have enough to open the final chamber. Right, I have actually cheated a little bit and printed out a map for this. Although, given the 3-dimensional nature of this game, I'm not entirely sure how helpful this map is going to be. So the axes are in Sahara B, which is where we started. My cat is attacking me. Hello, Oliver. In Herakti A, which is where we just came from. There's one in Herakti E as well. So how do we get to that? I'm looking at this map and struggling to pass it. That's Herakti F. Well, there's E. So we can get to that from the one that's up in the corner. So to get to there... Oh dear, how does this work? Okay, let's just explore that. I'm not convinced that map is going to be any help whatsoever. Oliver, can you move, please? You are in the way of my mouse hand. So, like in Darkside, you can interact with stuff by shooting it. And you see shooting that switch there causes these steps to appear. And you can then climb the steps. Right, this thing here is a mummy. You can defeat by shooting it. This is a treasure chest. Again, open it by shooting it, and the mummy comes back every so often, so got to be a bit careful. There's the mummy again. He just keeps coming. Now, if I remember correctly, collecting treasure kind of calms your heart rate down a bit. So it is worth doing that every so often, and perhaps saving some of the treasures so that you can recover. Because if your heart rate gets too fast, you'll have a heart attack and die. That is the way of this game. Now, this is a block door here. I believe that needs an ankh to open, which I'm not sure we want to spend at this point. There's a scarab on the wall here. I think that indicates something we need to do somewhere else with that same symbol. Let's go back the way we came. Ignore the mummy, or shoot him. That's good too. Let's try going this way. Right, what have we got here? Oh, there's another unk down there. Let's let my cat out. You staying or you going? You're staying. Okay. Right. Carefully. Ooh! We fell down the stairs. And you see that slight injury there has caused our heart rate to accelerate just a little bit. We're okay for the minute, but we still need to be a bit careful. So if we look back at what we just fell off. We fell off because that's a curvy staircase like that. So you have to be a little bit careful when navigating the environment, because you can and will hurt yourself. Now, despite the fact you're armed with a gun in this, there's not that many enemies. You're much more likely to die from hazards, such as, for example, allowing this treasure chest to fall on you if you walk into this pillar. So you have to... there we go. The cat has gone now. Yeah, so you have to knock that down and make sure it doesn't fall on your head. Otherwise, you will die. Yeah, you see our heart rate is slowed right down now, because we found some treasure. Because everyone loves treasure. Right, don't forget to turn your torch off when you're in a room that is lit. Right, this is actually back in the starting room. Not the starting room, but one of the early rooms anyway. And behind that barrier there, so we can get rid of that barrier. And face forwards. And let's have a look in this direction. Right, so we've got some more treasure here. So I could take that, or I could save it for quote-unquote healing. Let's just take it for now. Oh, there's another ankh there and everything. We're doing very well. Right, so locked door there. This eye thing, yeah, it's another thing that you need to shoot to make something happen, and I think that's how you open that door there. Make the match, it says. So we've got to find another eye icon somewhere and shoot that. And that should open that door for us. Right, we seem to be up on a floating platform with no steps down. But there is a door over there. So let's take the risk. Leap of faith. Another dark room. Turn on the torch. Nothing much in here aside from this. Right, we seem to be on the other side of something, because there's something poking underneath whatever this is. You have infinite ammo, by the way, so you can shoot at things all you like to try and make them do things. But no, I guess there's going to be a way to get rid of that wall somewhere else. Right, I think we might have to use one of our ankhs. There we go. So you see that's dissolved from down there. And we have used that now. So what is happening in here? So there's a door under this staircase, and there's a door at the top of the staircase. And something keeps going boom. Let's have a look through here. Oh, we're back in this room. And we're on the scary path. So let's carefully walk along here. Try not to fall off. Like in Dark Side, you can actually adjust the size of your steps and the angle that you turn at as well to help with sequences like this. But I think we're okay. Right, what have we got in here? A narrow room with a wall right in front of us. And not... Oh, hello. Oh, and something shooting at us. Not sure that treasure is going to be enough to counterbalance all the damage. Oh, crushed to death. Good. And the world is doomed. So that's nice. So let's try that again, shall we? Right. Let's go grab our unk there. Let's pop the music on. The 8-minute soundtrack by Wally Beeban. Now, the downside of the soundtrack is that you can't hear any sound effects while you've got it playing. So that means you can't hear your heartbeat, you can't hear stuff attacking you. So for most of your time playing this, you're probably going to want to keep the sound effects on. But it is a pretty cool piece of music, so we'll leave it playing for this playthrough. And then we'll switch back to the sound effects. If we happen to die again, which we probably will. Let's head up here again. Watch out for the mummy. So you see, without the sound effects, you can't hear the mummy respawning. Which is a bit unfortunate. Okay, let's try going this way this time. We'll use an unk to get through this door. We've got a big pool of water here, which we can replenish our supplies with. And we're back in here again. And yeah, this is where we came before, wasn't it? So let's try this way again. Get a bit more of the old treasure.
Is there another way we could go in here? Oh, there's that ankh we could pick up. What about this way? Aha! That's the match for the eye here. So that should have opened this door. There it is. That ankh there hanging from the ceiling. Not sure how we get at that. Can we shoot the cable? Yes, we can. Right, there's another symbol over there. Crow or something similar. We've been here before. That's not productive, what we've just done there. I'm just going to turn the music off, it's a little bit distracting. Right, let's try and make our way along here again. But yeah, that music is cool. Just like a Dark Side, composed by Wally Beeban. And a very valid contributing factor to the atmosphere of this game. But in many respects, I think the atmosphere just created by the... Oh no. What is shooting at me in here? Oh, it's that thing. Can you destroy this? I don't think you can, no. Let's just get all the treasure we can. And head up here. And... oh, hello. Interesting. Yeah, this is what I really like about this game. There's this wonderful sense of mystery as you explore all these different rooms and try and figure out how they relate to each other and how you can progress. Another ankh there for us. But I'm not actually sure how we get out of this room again. You can shoot down that wall. And here's some more treasure to calm us down a bit again. So that's nice. The other thing you can do if your heart rate is getting too fast is you can click and hold on the watch here, or press the R key to rest. That causes time to pass more quickly, but it does let you. It does let you calm down. That is a mummy. We don't want that, do we? Is that going to kill us if we walk over it? No. Okay. Good. I guess. What's through here? Lots of pillars. And some stairs down. And not much else. Oh, apart from a door over there. Okay, let's investigate the door. I don't actually know if walking into walls in this hurts you. I know it did in Dark Side, but I don't know if it does in this one. Poison air. That's not good. Yeah, that's going to kill us if we stay in there too long. So let's just not be in there. There must be something else we can do. I don't see anything down on the ground floor though. I mean, let's go and have a look. The stairs are there. Nope, there really is nothing down here. Good. Oh, hold on. I think I saw something. I did. Cheeky little unk. Thank you very much. Now, I'm not entirely sure how many anks there are in the game. Like I say, I know you need 5 to get into the final chamber, but I don't think I've ever got anywhere near that. So I don't know if there's some doors that you just simply shouldn't go through because they don't lead to anything useful. There's a throne. Can we do anything with that? Oh. It's a teleporter throne. That's exciting. Now where the bloody hell are we? Interesting. Ooh, spinny turntable thing. Ow. I miscalculated. Oh, and now I'm stuck. Am I stuck? I think I might be stuck. Well, that's no good, is it? What do I do now? Oh, come on, you're not that mean, are you, game? Surely not. Surely not. No, you really are that mean, huh? Yeah, there's no way out of this room. So that's nice. Let's click on the undocumented feature. Yes, that's about how I'm feeling right now. Okay, maybe we abort and start again. yeah, this map I've got, excuse me, is it's a hand drawn one that was obviously a submission to a magazine at some point. And to be fair, it does show all the connections between all the rooms, but it does it in a very visually noisy manner. And I'm not entirely sure how helpful that is. Particularly given that it's a colour map and I'm only able to print it in black and white. Anyway, let's just have another go. Wandering around, seeing what we can discover without scribbling anything down on paper. And then we'll call it a day. Because I don't want to spoil the whole thing for you or anything. Not that I think I could even if I wanted to. But yeah, this is a cool game. I think of the Freescape games that I've played, and with the disclaimer that I haven't yet played Driller, something I do intend to correct at some point. I think Darkside is probably my favourite of the ones I've played. Castle Master's cool, but quite obtuse. This is hard, this game. Because I think it's a lot more adventure-y than the other ones. And I feel like success in it probably is going to be very much dependent on successfully making that map. Understanding where everything is in relation to each other. And all that sort of thing. But I do respect this game enormously for its atmosphere and for its ambition, really. Because it's doing some really interesting and cool stuff. Like, although the limitations of the Freescape engine mean that you're moving from room to room, and each room is like a self-contained thing. This is a very convincing interior 3D environment that you've got here. The complexity of which I don't think is really matched by anything else from this era. I mean, you've got the mercenary games. The first one of which had a very elaborate interior corridor and room system to explore. But that was all wireframe graphics. And then you've got Mercenary 2 and 3, which use polygonal 3D and have lots of buildings. But most of the buildings in those games are based on one of, like, 2 or 3 templates. Oh, hello. That's not fair, is it? That's not fair at all. I wanted the treasure. Now I can't have the treasure. Fine. I guess I'll go without the treasure. Now, can we sneak across? Oh, no, we can fall down there, though. That's good. Oh, is that the other side of this room where we saw something interesting going on? Do these footprints indicate we can walk through here? Yes. Okay. So, as you can see, a big part of this game is experimenting and seeing if anything happens. Going, I wonder if and then seeing if, basically. That's part of what makes them feel a bit obtuse, I think. Because when you're trying to do something, you don't necessarily get any feedback that what you're trying to do is in any way useful. I mean, yeah, we had the... Oh, just here again. I mean, yes, we had the situation where we shot the eye and it said make a match. That was helpful feedback. But there's a lot of other situations where you like walk into a wall or something and you're not sure if you're just headbutting a wall repeatedly or if headbutting that wall repeatedly is actually going to achieve anything. Oh, right, that's the other scarab. And again, I guess this is going to be another sort of make the match situation where we have to do something with the other scarab. Right, well that takes care of that one at least. What is up here? A platform we can't reach. Yeah, this is one situation where a jump button would be useful. But no, we cannot jump in this game. So there's a big old staircase to nothing there. So that's nice. But you see, despite the rooms all being effectively completely separate entities, the connections between them do make sense. And they are internally consistent. So this game has been designed as a coherent 3D world, despite it unfolding a room at a time. Right, well let's open that door up there now. So let's investigate here again. Oh no. Yeah, this this is one annoying thing about this game, is repeatedly getting crushed to death while attempting to climb stairs. And I don't think it's supposed to be. I don't think it's supposed to be that nasty. But it just is. So you just have to be really careful. You just got to be really careful when climbing stairs and climb them square on, because otherwise that might happen. Which is unfortunate. And I think stuff like that happening is just a side effect of the ambition of this game. It's like nothing like that happened in Darkside. Darkside sort of made internal, consistent sense. And when you died in Darkside, you knew it was your fault because you stood under a thing when you shot it out, or you stood next to a tank, or you repeatedly banged your head into the walls until your shields ran out, or whatever. But this, it just seems that there's a few kind of eventualities of how people interact with the world that they either didn't consider or didn't put enough fail-safes in place for. Such as walking up a set of stairs and being crushed to death in the process. Right. Right, so we know... that the eye icon is in here. Now, I'm pretty sure there is a way to get in there that doesn't involve using an ankh. So that's probably what we would want to try and do if we were actually trying to finish this game right now. But for now, we're just exploring and seeing what's what. Let's go up these stairs and try not to die in the process. Face them square on. Up the stairs, one at a time, very carefully. Through the door. Wonderful, thank you very much. Shoot down the ankh and pick it up. Lovely. Right, where should we go now? Let's try this door. Oh, this is the other end of that. Okay. So forget that, because we know where that goes. And let's go this way. Right, there's the old crow door again. Right, that's the door with the footprints again. Okay, we are making progress, I think. Maybe, possibly. Hard to tell sometimes. Right, okay, I'm starting to get a feel for how these rooms connect to each other. But where do we go now, is the question. Hello? Okay, we are under that that walkway we were in before. Right, I think this room here leads to the thing with the gun turret in the roof, doesn't it? I think, maybe, possibly. Oh no, this is the pillar chest room. Let me just bonk it out. There we go. And don't fall on my head. Thank you very much. Right, maybe it's up here. That is the nasty turrety room. No? Oh, this is the one where the wall came up, wasn't it? And I think that happens when you step on that floor panel. But I don't think there's any way around that. Unless we just go out here. And then can we just go back in that way? And can we just leg it across there? No. No, because as soon as you step on that floor panel, the wall goes up. Alright, forget that then. Oh, it's come down again. Oh, as soon as you step off it. But not on this side. Now that's interesting. Not sure what I can do with that information right now, but, well, there it is. Right, where else can we go? Where was that room with the turret then? I'm confused. Oh, maybe it was that room off to the side of the mummy. So in here. And then over here. No, because that's this is the awkward staircase again. Oh, I'm lost, Marjorie. That's okay. We got an ank out of it. That'll do. Right, go this way, taking care not to crush oneself. And back in here again. So, what about this way? Replenish some of that lost water. Right, that's the way into the eye room that doesn't involve spending an ank. Worth remembering. And what was up here? It's the room with the staircase that goes nowhere. Okay, well, finding lots of places with things I can't do anything with. What about this way? Yeah. Okay. There must be something you can do with that. Because there's one here as well. Make the match. Okay. Well, the match is just here, so... Oh, okay. Alright, so let's open that little door here. Well, there is a little door. And what have we here? We've been here before. Is there room for that? Oh no, 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 no. Stop that. Oh dear. Well then. Well then. Watch out for differently shaded tiles on the floor then, I guess. Okay, alright, I think let's leave that there for today because, I mean, you've seen how this game works now. We made a little bit of progress. Yeah, if you are intrigued, I recommend giving this a go. It is an interesting game. It just takes a bit of getting used to, and I think it would benefit from making a map that is not quite as chaotic as the one I printed out, because that wasn't all that helpful. This is the demo version running, by the way. I'm not playing at the moment. So yeah, I do recommend giving this a go because I think it is one of the most interesting Freescape games. I don't know anything about the sequel. I don't know why it only came out on 8-bit machines. It seems strange. I know Freescape was written with I think it was the Amstrad in mind originally. So I guess it sort of makes sense from their perspective. But as far as I'm aware, these games did fine on the 16-bit micros. So it just seems odd that they wouldn't do the sequel and take advantage of the increased processing power that the 16-bit machines had. Because, I mean, this is obviously a laughable frame rate by modern standards, but back in the day, this was perfectly acceptable. There weren't many games that allowed you to wander around a full 3D environment in the way that you could in this. Certainly not games that let you look up and down and tilt your head and crouch and get shot by mummies and get crushed by falling chests and staircases that apparently kill you. But yeah, it's well worth a look. It's well worth a look, and a game that one day I would love to actually finish. But yeah, I think I need my brain to be working a bit more than it is today to actually pull that off. Anyway, let's leave that there for today. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again next time.